for the Western interest in the region, admit loud and clear and in everybody's face, and you equate that, the Palestinian doing that out of a selfish reason or out of pragmatic outlook.
Like, so what do you mean selfish reason? What do you mean?
You cannot say that the Palestinian reached out to the Iranian for just pragmatic reasons.
No, what we're saying is that anyone that would be willing to help them, they'd be willing to...
Yes, and you said that's a selfish reasoning.
No, I said everyone is acting in their own self-interest. Everybody.
No, not in selfish interest. No. It's
self-interest. Self-interest.
It's not for the people anywhere in the world as we speak. Not for the people. None. Zero. It's all for whose interest in the first and foremost. That's it. Getting out of this, Trump came out and say, we want no nuclear, no ballistic missiles, and no funding or doing supporting proxies. That's it. He didn't fucking care for anybody else or anything else. That's what he said. So are you trying to tell me and convince me that they are coming out of a good place, trying to save the Iranian people, to free them from the oppression government that they have? They're going to implement another one to oppress them.
We don't think that. Like, we already know that they're acting in their
explaining what we've been going through all along, and we saw this repeatedly done. So how can you explain it for me that somebody like freaking Trump asking for those things, and you justify, he's doing that out of political reason, Pahlavi is doing that. Imagine what's doing under the table, what he's giving up. Like, dude, like, are we talking realistic, or are we just saying stuff out of our butt to please ourselves?
Can I ask you a question right now? These naval vessels are in the waters. What difference does it make whether I like the fact that the U.S. is there and we are at the precipice of some kind of a conflict or not?
Even if your rockets are in underground cities.
This is happening. Whether we like it or not, this is a runaway train. We either get on board or stand in the way. We rather get on board.
Mary, you're getting on the board? Are you getting on board with the people that want to ruin your country and divide it? They say it out loud.
They rather have us as a friend again, like they used to have.
No, they're not. They never want you a friend. They want you a slave.
Listen, Z. Before the 1979 revolution, Iran was the headquarter of the entire Asiatic CIA operations. Why do you think they climbed up those walls and went into that embassy? What did they print after the fact to get the shot
and back? How they divide the British petroleum percentage between the colonial power at the time.
They had a much better time in the region when Iran, which is by far the largest...
What was the percentage that the Iranian people got out of the equation with the British petroleum after it came back to the colonial power?
No, that's not. I don't think that you have history, right? But anyway,
it wasn't 40-40 between the British and the American and the rest for the private corporation that is
at this point. But the only thing that Iran has managed to do over the last 50 fucking years is to suck it out of the ground. That's it. They haven't figured out how to create...
Because of who? Because of the sanction of the West, and they did it before.
Because the Islamic Republic managed to climb up the walls of an embassy and break the laws of diplomacy.
That's it.
You gotta let her land her sentence, Z. You gotta let her land, and when she's complete, then you make a rebuttal. Marisol, I see you as well. Mary, go ahead.
The Islamic Republic had the wherewithal to climb up the walls of an embassy in 1980 to break the laws of diplomacy and create distrust, but they have not had the wherewithal to normalize relationships for the 5 decades after. If you want to talk about sanctions, this, that, and the other, this is 100% the IRGC propaganda. They have mismanaged everything. They have mismanaged international relationships. They have mismanaged the economy. They have mismanaged industry. They have mismanaged politics. They've mismanaged their internal narrative, education, environment, everything. They have mismanaged absolutely everything, and they want to put it out there that, oh, we were the poor little people and we were under sanctions, and it's because those guys are mean. That's the narrative they're giving you, and that's not true. And we're not going to buy it anymore. That's the whole point. So whether you agree with this, whether people of Iran are saying Javid Shah, not particularly because they like Pahlavi, but they like where Iran was in 1979 compared to where it is now. When it was a developing nation, when it was developing industry, when people were getting educated. We have all the universities we have today because of Shah, because of the Pahlavi dynasty. Every bit of culture that we have ingrained in us is because of that. Right? We know what Reza Pahlavi, the grandfather, took as Iran and what his son gave up. So we want to go back. It doesn't mean we want to restore the monarchy. It doesn't mean anything. But when we played nice with the United States and Western Europe, we had a better time as a country. And that's what we want. We want to call it as us becoming recolonized and we're going to be in their pocket and this, that, and the other. Listen, at this point, the Islamic Republic has sold unofficially half of the country to Russia and the other half to China. There was a 25-year contract made with China that still hasn't been made public 10 years later. There is tons and tons and tons of money disappearing out of that country, resources disappearing out of that country. There is, somebody give me the word for ikhtilas.
Corruption.
Embezzlement. Multi-billion-dollar embezzlements happening by the government officials, and they're running to Canada of all places. So there is so much corruption and so many bad things happening that there is no way forward for the Islamic Republic. I don't know what you suggest we do at this point.
Mary, you are trading embezzlement and corruption for colonization.
Diplomacy has brought somebody like Trump to the door of our nation. They are there whether you and I like or not. And this is all because of the policies of the Islamic Republic over the last 50 years. If I'm going to hold anybody responsible for any kind of an attack on my country, it's going to be the Islamic Republic, not anyone else that actually ends up taking benefit from it. The Islamic Republic is responsible for where we are now and for crimes against humanity over the last month, where they killed close to 50,000 people. That is not something we can come back from. That's it. With involvement, no involvement, there is no way forward. That's it.
And see, I want to ask you a question, and Mary, I know you want to talk. Yeah, she deserves a
The
family.
question
I'm going to ask you from your standpoint is probably going to be heartbreaking. Do you think that America or Israel would want to break up a country more that is against them or for them? Like, if you're seeing a trend, right, where the people have sympathy towards you or seem to want to be in alliance with you, would you want more of the people within the borders to be under the umbrella of that government, or break into factions where you can have more people that are against you? What I'm trying to say, which I know is really heartbreaking, like on your end, right?
No, it's not.
Especially. Okay, great. Then it just seems, mathematically speaking, right, that if this country looks like it's going to be in a Western Democratic alliance with the Western Democratic world, that you'd be less looking at breaking up the factions and
Let's not ancient Egypt. Week 3 of my internship. Let's read the big one. One is right here. We're going to mail this appeal to the unemployment hearing and answers to go with it. For your Kitover Intelligence Services. Yeah, I got the numbers right here. 270. Good evening, I'm John Kitover. Tonight on Kitover News, voters in Hawthorne have chosen.
So,
It's
I'm saying,
illegal for you to
just a moment, Mary. Just a moment. It's not out of pattern for America to want dissect, to want a fraction in the country that they have an interest in. and they've been having an interest in Iran since it let go in 1979. Okay, so there is nothing here new under the sun for them to want it to be fractured, divided, broken. For them, it's easier to control. It's been happening. It's already happened in front of us several times. Israel cannot survive with any country region that has the potential to be strong. None.
This is paranoid, and it ignores the suffering of the Iranian people.
Zionist! Silence him!
Egypt has a peace treaty, supposedly, on the basis of a good economic relationship with the West, taking $1.something billion in every year for military aid, all the shitty stuff that it's been signed on. You know what? 60% is under poverty, corruption is rabid, and nobody's coming to help. Why? Because they say yes for a coup that after a democratic election brought somebody that they didn't like. Just because they didn't like.
Colonizer!
In Canada, now, it's a different story. It's like we having an issue with the Americans. So it's not, everybody's working for their own interest, but at the end of the day, you are in this region for extraction. And they wouldn't allow
It's time to extract your natural resources for our productivity.
I was continue under dictatorship. What are you saying?
Let's let Mirzad respond because he is a powerhouse himself.
Rings.
And he may already respond some of the things that you think. And I think you want to get in there too. So we'll make Ramazi, you're coming off of mute too. So
I just had a question. I just had a quick question for Mary. That's all. And I mean, I don't know if you want me to ask it now real quick. Or...
Salah, let them go ahead off mute.
Okay, Mazi, go ahead.
Yeah, quick question. Mary, I agree with most of the things you said. My only question is, I know you said whether we like it or not, they're at our doorstep. But are you inviting an attack to Iran? Is that like what you're leaning toward?
That's a loaded question. I want at this point.
No, I just want your honest take.
Honest.
I'm not trying to trap you or like.
No. My honest response is anything that weakens my country's defense system. I don't think is in the best interest of the revolution we want to have. We need to have the military wherewithal to